Hey everybody, this is Alzorath and welcome to GamerFi. Today we're taking a look at the mighty quest for epic loot, a free-to-play game by Ubisoft. And it's kind of an action RPG in the way of like dungeon crawlers like Diablo meets kind of asynchronous tower defense. Basically, you set up your castle to defend against opponents that will be attacking you while you're online and offline, and you will be attacking their castles as well. Now, many of you heard free-to-play into that introduction, and may be saying, well, that means it's pay to win. Not really. And I'll go ahead and open up the shop first, the premium currency being blings, which you can pay for with cash, which are down here. You can buy blings, like 6,000 of them for 50 bucks. A little bit steep for my blood. But you can actually buy some fairly cheap packs too. I'm going to go ahead and show the only one that actually impacts, well, gameplay at all, as far as your power level goes, and that is going to be the supply pack. It gives you 2 gold boosts, 2 life force boosts, which are the in-game currencies that you get for killing things. You have 2 experience boosts, which increases your character's level, which is kind of handy for leveling your castle, but if you don't have the gold and life force to go with it, it's kind of pointless. And you have the magic find boost, which allows you to find better stuff. Plus you get a handful of blings, 500 of them. That'll get you up to enough to buy another character or get some of the cosmetic changes. So let's go ahead and return to the shop. The other thing you can get is access to the extra character, which is not available for free at the start. She's not stronger than the other guys. She's just a different play style. And you can also get some different themes through it. Not really that much of a game changer there. Very, very fair in my opinion. Now, I mentioned that the characters can be bought with bling. Your first one is free. Whenever you sign up for an account, you get to choose one of the 3 basic characters. That's Mage, Knight, and Archer. I chose Mage because respect for the beard. If I would have known it was quite as common as it is, maybe I would have chosen a different one, because frankly, I see a lot of people playing the Mage, and he's not that much stronger than the Knight or the Archer from what I can tell. In fact, the Knight is the one who usually has the easiest time getting through my castle. The Runaway is kind of a mix of them. It's got more AoE than the Knight from what I can tell, but is a little bit more fragile. So it's kind of a cross between these 3 mixed into one. The Archer has good dodge, which she has too. I still don't think she's that much stronger than him. It's not kind of a pay to win thing there. She just doesn't seem that much stronger. Mainly because I've been watching the replays of everybody who plays through my castle. As you can see, mostly mages. A few knights, few archers, but mostly mages. And I don't know how far back they actually keep the replays, but it goes back 6 days for mine. I've been playing a little bit each day just to get a feel for how the game plays, because that seems how it's set up to go. As far as the replay system goes, it's pretty nice. There are some things I would improve upon. Let's go ahead and we'll click replay on the kind of premium character, I guess, the Runaway. It'll take a second to load. This is still in beta, by the way, and you can see that going 1 speed, it'll actually just show how they played through the gameplay. Now, I can't rotate the camera to look at different vantage points. I can only look at the vantage point they were looking at. As you can see, they're going to run over here and realize, maybe there's something back this way, so they're going to check for that and find my little hidden life force mine. But things you can do here, you can pause it, or you can press play. You can also fast forward up to 8 times. I do wish there was a rewind button. That kind of disappoints me. It would be nice to be able to go back into their gameplay and watch a specific encounter, see what you could do differently as far as your layout goes. Now you can, as far as I know, you can only watch replays of enemies running through your castle, not your runs through enemy castles. I'm going to go ahead and click leave replay on here. You can see kind of the theme of my castle is to knock them around with the traps and then kind of gang up on them there. So let's go ahead and leave replay. As far as the replay goes, I do wish there was a rewind, but other than that, it's pretty nice. It gives you ability to adapt your castle, which will bring us to the defend screen. There is a ranking thing, by the way. As you can see, the crowns up here in the top right. If you defend more, you get more crowns. If you successfully defend, that is. That means killing an enemy on their run through. If you fail to defend, you lose crowns. If you successfully attack people, you gain crowns as well. Pretty fair, and I haven't been engaging too much in that. I've been focusing on the AI mostly. Now, this is the layout of my castle. I've leveled up a little bit, so I actually have an extra room over what you'd initially start with. But you can add rooms to each of these little highlighted vantage points, but you can only have up to a certain number of rooms. In my case, I have 4 because I'm still fairly low level. I think it goes up to like 7 or 8. I'm not positive. Up in this part of the castle, you have all of your initial kind of buildings that fuel all of these little abilities up at the top. You have a premium shop here, which is pretty much entirely cosmetic. I'll go ahead and run you through that. Yeah, you can buy yourself hats and you can buy yourself different skins. If I decide to play this game too much, I'll actually end up getting like Spooky Keep or something like that, just to make the theme a little bit interesting to raid through the castle. As far as the different buildings go, you have the ability to summon creatures through the summoning portal, which also summons your traps. There's not that big of a variety of traps, but I have to say kudos on the variety of creatures, especially considering, if we go over here and let's say we'll highlight one of these big stompy guys. You actually have the ability to adjust their kind of fighting style based on these 3 buttons. Not all creatures have it, like the Snotters don't, but most of your mid-level and higher creatures do. Count Snottingham being a boss, he can use pretty much all of his abilities. So it's kind of interesting. Traps, so far, I haven't seen any that actually have any special additional abilities. I'd wager they just don't. Sorry about that, my throat got throggy. Yeah, I just said that backwards on accident. Throat, froggy, good you go. Yeah, so you have pretty decent flexibility in how you defend your castle. Personally, I'm using a very simple, just bunch of traps, bunch of guys. Now, your traps can hit your guys, so I have ranged mostly here at the front, or things that'll stay back near the rest of these guys. The AI is a little wonky, as you saw from the playthrough, things running away for no reason. I'll try and figure out why that is. Maybe they could make it a little bit more clear. The interface for setting them up, by the way, is fairly simple. You have your sight range there, and you have the kind of aggro circle that you can do with Alt. I haven't found a quick key to rotate them, so you just kind of have to click down here and boom, 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 rotate them around. Fairly intuitive once you get the hang of it. Now, adding things to your castle, fairly simple. You just click on, say, the summoning portal, you select the one you want to summon and where it goes. Currently, my castle is fairly full as far as the defense rating goes, so I can't really add more. But I can go into my table here and buy another Life Force Mine if I actually had the gold for it. I need to click that. I actually need to activate that one as well because I forgot. I haven't verified this one yet, so I can't use that. You have to run through your castle and destroy your mines to be able to use them. So this is to keep people from making impossible castles. You also have to kill the creatures so you can activate them as well. Currently, I don't have enough gold to build the other mine, but I could just place it right over here. Possibly confuse some people. Now, whenever you do verify your castle, you get a time, basically how long it takes you to go through and kill the creatures and get through your door, and if enemies beat that, they get a star. Stars being, let's go ahead and go on to attack. Stars being these little things under here. They determine how many crowns you get. If you get 1 star, which you just get for getting through it alive without dying once, you get a small amount of crowns. If you get 2 stars, which means you destroyed, say, all the mines and got through without dying, you'd get 2 stars. And if you beat the time, you'd get 3 stars. So it's pretty promising. Pretty nice there. But that's how you rank up, and you can actually get bling from doing that. So if you're really dedicated to the game, you don't have to pay any money whatsoever. We're not going to go into player castles because I find them usually rather uninteresting. Most people just go for the swarm technique right now in the like 7, 8s, and 9s. That might be the optimal thing. I'm not sure. But let's go ahead and find an AI opponent. We could go Hungerbot. Doesn't really show too much of the abilities. There's Archer. There's Wicked. Wicked's pretty nice, but I want to go for Medic. Medic shows off a little bit of the varying mechanics. Let's go ahead and click attack, and we'll show you the actual aggressive gameplay. I'm not going to go through the player castles right now. I suppose as you get up higher and you're able to branch off your castle a bit more, it'll be a bit more varied. Let's go ahead and kill those guys. I'm fairly strong for this, so it might be a quick little run for me. Boop. As you can see, the mage is decent on the AoE damage. I'm killing things quite quickly at the range. And something I think just burped at me. Nope, I'm already forgetting the layout of this one because it's been a while since I've been through it. I actually have beaten this whole region. Boop, boop, boop. As you fight through, you'll go ahead and get gold and crystals and stuff like that. And the gameplay plays very much like Diablo. You just click. Right now I just have my mouse held down. Thankfully, it has that functionality. Boop. And you have special abilities as well. Me being the player that I am, unfortunately, I tend to rest my hand on the WASD. You don't want to do that because you'll end up hitting the Q key and using your potions. But right here, I have the ability to use just all my abilities at once. Boop. Fairly easy matchup. Now, the thing that I don't like is I can't access my inventory mid-run. So I can't get rid of junk items. So if it fills up, it fills up. You can buy more slots with blings. But let's go ahead and kill this guy. Fairly quick and easy. Chicken beezy. Boom, boom, boom. And that's the end of that run. That's pretty much how they all go. And against player castles, if you don't die, there won't be any cages here unless they're in defensive mode. In this, there aren't cages because I didn't die. As far as this goes, you can protect your resources. If you get attacked, you stay in defense for like a certain number of minutes. Well, a certain number of hours, as it is right now. But that's basically how a run goes. It's a fairly fun little game. I'm not sure how replayable it is in the long run. If you're very competitive, it can be decent. Oh, there's a guy at the same crowns as me. I might attack him later. But as far as the gameplay goes, it's pretty fun. I can see how it can get addictive. It really plays into the loot finding thing. Here you can see the loot I just found. And it plays into a bit of a competitive ranking aspect. And the castle building is my favorite part, honestly. That's the only reason I'd keep playing, is just to build more and more castles. Some of the AI castles are pretty interesting and complex. A lot more complex than the player castles get. I kind of wish that they'd allow you to expand more as far as your layout goes. I think only having 4 things early on and possibly only 7 or 8 later on is not really enough to allow you to build a real interesting castle. I would like to see it expand at its cap maybe to 10 or 12, but that's just me. And hopefully this has given you guys a good idea of what this game entails. It's quite fun. I enjoy it as a distraction, and it's got a really great price of free, and it's entirely playable for free without feeling like you're completely gimped or nerfed by not spending money. Seeing as how most of the money things are cosmetic or just expanding upon what you can play. So yeah, this has been another episode of GamerFi. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys would like to see more content as to this game, I might include some more content later on, such as interesting replays or something like that with commentary. But yeah, for now, this is just going to be a review, and keep gaming, have fun, peace out. This has been Alzorath. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.